Now I'm on. Now you can hear me. I'm sorry, I didn't know I wasn't on. Alright. I wanted to make this video for new players. I have been playing this game for almost 4 months now. And I have done a lot of research on the game on a daily basis. I have done a ton of video watching, a ton of question asking, a ton of other players, forums, the threads, the Reddit threads, and trying to figure out, you know, what is the best way to start out as a new player. And so this video is for you guys starting out as a new player, because you're gonna get, I got mixed answers, and nobody, even people playing the game, really came across to me as someone who's 100% getting across to a new player how they should be getting across to. Whenever you start out the game, you're gonna see a lot of people say, well, you should craft, you should research, you should learn all of your, you know, you're researching for crafting. That is true if you want to be a crafter, but in the information that I've gotten, a lot of the people say, even if you're not a crafter, to learn how to craft, deconstruct items whenever you go to a crafting station, and then basically after that, you know, just keep doing that. And what that does is that gives you the access to basically learn how to craft the item eventually, craft the trait for the item, whether it be a hand piece, shoulder piece, waist piece, legs, chest, head, feet, weapon, jewelry. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to be a crafter. A lot of people will also say in their videos and in the threads and the forums that for a new player, and whenever all these people throw out the term new player, they always throw out the term casually as a new player, you know. And I guess people play different ways. Me, I zone clear. I go through the entire zone. I get everything I can done. I've done a lot in the game so far. I've done a lot of the zones, which I'll show you the zones in a second. Kind of explain that a little bit better for you. But, you know, they do that, and they set it up to where, you know, they throw it out. People expecting, okay, as a new player, I can just go, you know, get my bank space done. Everybody says get your bank space done, get your bag space done, get your mount riding lessons. And they break into detail, but they do that casually as well, okay? And I'm saying this for everybody. Even that has posted a video on this game before. People who we have somebody else here. Let's do this. Let's go here. Let's hang on a second. I don't want anybody else. There we go. Now you guys can hear me, but he can't hear me. Okay. But yeah, they, you know, they do it casually, and they do explain that, you know, you can only do one mount. Like, I'll give you an example. They'll say, well, you can get one of your mount riding lessons per day, and they say it just like that, you know, but they don't explain to you that it takes 180 days for your riding lessons. Yes, people, that is correct. 180 days in all for your, unless you want to go to the crown store and spend crowns, which is in real life money, to get your, here, I'll show you. Go to character. See how it says riding speed 21%, riding capacity 60, riding stamina 47. Okay, that goes up 1.1 number, either whether it be a percentage for the riding speed or an actual whole number for the riding capacity or the riding stamina per day. All right, and it costs 250 gold, which isn't much, to get it to go up per day when you go to the riding stable. And then you have to wait 20 hours to get it to go up again. Takes 180 days. Okay, yes, it might be a casual thing, but this is going to be something you're doing as you go. As far as your inventory goes, okay, if you look at top, it says player capacity 200. Okay, there is a, hang on, I'll go back to fishing in a second. there is, I'm in the rift, but let's go out of here. Let's go over here to Stone Falls. Okay. Stone Falls will go into Devon's Watch. This is the city, and you're going to be looking for... Is it here that listed? Is it here? Yes, if you look at the very bottom of the list, it says Tailor, then it says Pack Merchant. And that's what you're looking for, is the Pack Merchant. The Pack Merchant, it gives his name below it. You go to him, and it's increasing upgrades as you level up your backspace, which your backspace, whether you have ESO Plus or not, does not go above 200. Period. You need to get that up, because as you're out, whether you're a zone clear questing person like I am, where you go through the entire zone and you just clear everything out, like basically your character's a crayon, let's say, okay, and you want to clear this section out, you start here and you just go back and forth and go through all of it, or you're a person that just likes to go into the dungeons and queue up for them, alright, or you're a person that just likes to PvP. Alright, you're going to get items from that too. You're going to want to increase your backspace, because that decreases the amount of time you have to spend going back to a city to go to a merchant to sell your unwanted items. Or if you're a crafter, to deconstruct your unwanted items. And put your other items in your bank. Next, and the other item, okay, so that's not too hard to do, because you can go and farm gold if you want to, or you can zone quest like I did, which takes a little bit longer, but you get a lot more out of it. Overall, I believe, because you're able to find a lot of the necessary things to increase your skill lines, as far as Spider's Guild, Mage's Guild, and Daunted goes, as you go through each zone, and so on and so forth. Which a lot of the roles in your game, whether it be DPS, tank, or healer, are going to need at least some of that stuff from those guilds. Other than that, your bank space is an increasingly long time. People say, you know, it as casual, but it depends on the type of player. You know, for them, I feel like a lot of people that are posting the vids don't do what I do. Don't play the way I play, don't enjoy the questing as much as I do. I feel like they just go in and they farm gold. You know, they go to a public dungeon, and they sit there and they farm the gold and get their bank space done really quick. If you was to get on, one of the best places I found, and actually I found it recently, is over here in the Rift, called Lion's Den. It has Imperials in it, and you can fight these Imperials, and if you just fight the Imperials in there, the NPC mob, the human beings, okay, looking characters, they drop 30-something gold per mob, and you know, sometimes twice in one mob, and that's really good gold. Because normally, even in dungeons, you only get 9 to 13 gold, okay? So it's a really good place to farm gold, and if you go in there and you just farm the mob's gold and you farm the mob's item, and you have your backspace maxed out up to 200, by the time you fill up your backspace, you're going to have a really, really good amount of gold. So that's one way to do that. But I've been, like I said, I've been playing for 4 months. My backspace is full. My bank space without ESO Plus is up to 220. With ESO Plus, it would double. So... and that's another thing I want to touch on too, as far as crafters go, and bank space, and whether or not you want to have ESO Plus or not for crafting. You can also make alts, but it's a longer process. I'll explain that as well. But I've got up to 220. It only goes to 240 for the max. It is more time consuming. Okay, for example, let me give you an example. For the 230, you need 80k, and for the 240, to go up another 10 slots, you need 200. And you do this at any banker, where you go to your bank icon. It'll look like a little chest in the city. It goes up to 85k gold. All right. So for 220, it was 75, and for 210, it was 70. It goes up. I think for 200 it was 65, for 190 it was 60. Yeah, so it goes up 5k every single time. It equals up to a big amount of gold overall for the entire amount, because you start out with 60 slots, and then I think whenever you reach a certain level, before level 50, you will get a free bank space upgrade, or backspace, one of the two. It's either bag or bank. I believe it's bank space. Yeah, it's bank space upgrade. So there is that. But still, it takes a while. So all those other people saying it casual, and if you're a quester like me, it's not a casual thing. It does take time. If you're a PvPer, I would assume that it would take time because you're not getting as much go PvP, you're getting more alliance points. Which, for those of you that just want to PvP, this is another big tip that I haven't really seen anybody else say. If you're looking to make a character and you're a new player and you just want to PvP, once you hit level 10, you can go PvP. You can PvP your hearts to get it. You can be below level BGs. You can go to Battlegrounds, which you just queue up for. You can go here to Cyrodiil, but you also have to queue up for it, okay? And you can PvP in here. It's open world. Like the red is one faction, the blue is another faction, and the yellow is another faction. So depending on your race and what you pick, you can sit here and you can PvP in this open world, and it is huge to your heart's content. So there's that as well. This is all base game stuff. I'm not even going to touch the DLC here now. I would recommend farming your alliance points as you level. You know, getting the gear that you can utilize from playing your rounds. There's a quest giver that you can go to in Stone Falls, for example, because I'm in the Open Heart Pact. He is located... Like, here's the city, here's this way shrine. He's located right here beside the way shrine, pretty much. Right there. Right there. Okay? You just talk to him. And he'll give you a quest. For the other two packs, I'm not sure because I'm not part of those packs yet. Like I said, you can tell from all the way shrines I have done a lot. I just don't know. I haven't played through this part of the city story yet. Basically, for each alliance, okay, because you have an Ebon Heart Pact over here, right? Which consists, I don't know if y'all know anything about ESO lore or not, but this consists of the Dark Elves, which are basically part of Vardenfall, okay? And this is Vardenfall right here, which is Morrowind. The ESO game Morrowind. The Argonians, which is what I am. Which are lizard folk, basically. They are from the Black Marsh, which Shadowfen is part of Black Marsh. All this, see, it's all swampy. Okay, and the Nords. Skyrim is probably the most famous ESO game, I would say, and East March and the Rift, which I currently am in now, which East March has a lot of snow in it, as you can see. Is the humans and the Nords, and they all three got together and they formed a pact. Well, basically that's how it works for all three different alliances. And you go through each, and each zone has about 7 different zones in it. You start out on the Bleak Rock Isle for Ebon Heart Pact. It's covered in snow, and then you move on to Balfoyan, and then you go to Stone Falls, which is this zone's. One of the zone's biggest cities, and then you go on to Mournhold, which has everything for the zone in Mournhold. For the zone, for the alliance, you got your daily crafting writs. If you're a crafter, you can go and do those. I'm not a big crafter. I do cook food. I feel like every character, even if you're not a crafter, because cooking food for crafting isn't the same as the rest of the crafting. Enchanting's pretty easy too, which I do plan on doing enchanting. I am going to get more into the backspace for the crafting here in a second, and the bag space and all that in a second. But I feel like every character should do cooking because it helps you. It gives you more stamina, it gives you more magicka, it gives you more health, it gives you better stats overall, recovery for magicka, stamina, and health. It gives you sometimes added buffs as far as the food goes. Let's see. I have some food on me. See, like I made the Witch's Mother's Pot Brew, Magicka Recovery, Max Health, Max Magicka. So there is that. And the Alconium Pickled Fish Spell, increase Max Health, Max Magicka. Additionally, fish may be drawn to you, helps with fishing. So there is that. See, so there's different buffs for food, and food's easier to come by everywhere you go in the game. Like here, I'll show you. Let me go over here. See these guys? Now, imagine I wasn't a cook. Okay, right? But I knew I needed to come over here for zone clearing in case there was a Mage's Guild book, because in order to increase the Mage's Guild skill line, which these are the skill lines, Mage's Guild, Undaunted, yeah. You can unlock in Stone Falls. This is just basically beginner stuff, so I'm just trying to show you all. I'll break into skill lines in another video. But for the Mage's Guild, in order to increase this line right here, see it's level 8, you see that bar, okay? Whenever I find a book, it goes up in experience. That's the only way, really, other than doing the Mage's Guild daily, to increase this and unlock these. skills in these passives down here. Alright? Is to find the books open and out and about. So, with that being said, you would have to go through here and kill everything, right? Since you have to go through here and kill everything anyway, and this applies to pretty much all aspects of the game other than maybe straight PvP player. Oh yeah, I didn't finish my thought on that, I'm sorry. So for PvP players who are trying to, I'll go back to that in just a second, that are trying to make money. Uh-oh, I got a bounty. Hang on, I can fix that. I didn't know those weren't bad guys. I thought those were good guys. Or, I didn't know those were good guys. I thought those were bad guys. Okay. Use this real quick. And my bounty's gone. I recommend earning the alliance points and then going to Cyrodiil. And there's a merchant in Cyrodiil. And the merchant in Cyrodiil will sell for, I believe it's 75 alliance points apiece. Where's it at? No, it's not materials. I think is it here? Let's see if it's here. Let's find out. Nope, it is in supplies, I'm sorry. Okay, so they will sell soul gems. Alright? A stack of soul gems. Alright, because alliance points you can get thousands easy if you just do alliance. If you just do PvP all day. I do the battlegrounds every day myself. I do PvP. While I'm leveling. Because there's 25 skill points out of battlegrounds. And skill points is one of the main things of the game. You can buy the filled soul gems with alliance points. You're trying to make go because you want to increase your backspace. You want to increase your bank and backspace. But you don't want to go and do PvE content. You just want to do the PvP as much as possible. You're trying to get the skill points from that. Which, you're still going to need to do some PvE content to get more skills later on. But to start out a character, I mean, if you do the Cyrodiil 2, that's 50 skill points. So, and if you just do the main story PvE, that's like another 11 skill points. So that's 62 skill points. That's a good enough for you to start out and play once you hit level 10 and level 50 and a little bit past that. But while you're doing that, if you want to increase your bank and backspace, yeah, go to the merchant and buy some soul gems in Cyrodiil. And then turn around, go to the other merchant, and then sell them for gold. It has a great exchange rate because and you're making great gold, and that can go towards your. So these are good guys, but imagine these are bad guys. So you would have to come through here, and you're going to see all this stuff. Even though this says steel, basically this would be the same in an enemy camp, only it wouldn't say steel. And you're going to see all these ingredients anyways. So since these ingredients are pretty much everywhere in the game, you might as well be a cook. You might as well learn the recipes from the provisioner and buy them. They're cheap as you're leveling up in the cities and towns, and apply your skill points to provisioning. If you're a straight PvP player, you might want to not do as many skill points as you're leveling until you get your PvP skills that you want from the assault and support skill trees. And the assault and support scores use these two right here. These are more for like healing, and this is more for attack here, and then your class skills as well. Like this, every class will have 3 class skills. So whatever class you pick, for your PvP player, then you want to level those as well. And then whatever weapon you're using, kind of deal with those. But yeah, and that's what I would do to get the gold and the bank and backspace up, and I would suggest cooking as well. So I just wanted to kind of go over that, whether or not anybody sees the video. If they do, awesome. Tell others, because I will be making more. I will be breaking down a lot more of the game. I'm in 5 different guilds on PS4. One of the guilds I'm in, I'm an officer, and my main role in the game is to advise new players on how to better play the game. Tips on how to play the game. This is just a quick rundown, so people aren't so overwhelmed when they look at it. I didn't want them to get into the game thinking, okay, I'm a new, as a new player, I can go get my backspace up really quick and my bank space up. If you take my advice and you go to the Rift and you go to the Lion's Den, yes, you can get your bank and backspace up, but you're going to be spending hours in there farming gold. Alright? Days farming gold. Just an FYI. That's all you will be doing. Okay? Number 1, your backspace ain't going to be that big, so you're not going to be able to hold that many items. Number 2, you're going to need a lot of gold to increase your back and bank space, starting out as a new player. So, or, as a PvPer, I gave you some tips on how to gets you some gold, and then as a PvE player, you know what to expect. You have a better idea. It's not as easy as they make it out to be. And as far as amount goes, you know what to expect as well. As far as the upgrades go. I can go over in depth a lot more on all of these. I just want to wait on that for now. I will do that though. I will go over in depth on everything. That I can. As far as see my food right now. Alright, so as far as everything goes. As far as everything from you name it. As far as everything from what you can do as far as getting skill points go and what you have access to and what's easier obtainable, what's the best way to do it, as far as questing goes, how to make gold in the game if you're not a crafter. Okay, tips on that I can go over. Like me, I'm not a crafter, but I make decent gold. What else? There's a lot of general tips that I can go over. A lot of stuff that I've found from counseling a whole bunch of different types of new players. Common things that they don't know about that I feel like a lot of people should know about. That if you just knew the knowledge, would be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So, for example, a lot of players don't know that once they hit level 10, okay, they know that they can go down here to Activity Finder. And they know they can go to Dungeon Finder, okay? And then they can do a random dungeon and get a lot of experience on normal. But what they don't know, okay, is that for every single dungeon on this list, alright, in the base game, even on the DLC as well, if you have ESO Plus. Oh yeah, I was going back to the backspace. See how I work? My mind works. I talk long enough when I remember. There's a quest in each one of these. Okay, you can do these on normal. You get a skill point for each one. So that's like a whole bunch of skill points. Alright, I've been playing for 4 months. There is a total of 429 skill points available in the game. And there is a total of 517 slots that you can either place them in or morph them into. Because some skills, the passives, you just fill them up. Like for the woodworking, these aren't active skills, these are just all passives. Provisioning, same thing, they're all passives. So you just place the skills in for all the crafting ones. See how that says crafting? Okay, all of those are crafting. So all of those are pretty much passives. Racial, same thing, they're all passives. Support has passives in the bottom. And then if they're an active skill, they're going to have a square beside them. But if they're a passive, they're not. There's going to be a circle like this. Alright? That you can either place or morph into. Like these skills here, see, Purge Morph. Ultimate abilities, Replenishing Barrier, Barrier Morph. They've been morphed. So basically I used another skill point on a skill and then I morphed it into an alternate skill. Which usually is better than the previous skill. Okay. For that one. And there's always two different options that you can morph it into. Now, as far as crafters go, I wanted to touch on this too. As far as bank and backspace go, well, George, on that. Okay, so if you have 240 slots, let's say you're maxed out on your bank space. Now, and you're maxed out on your backspace, you can, I would say, it would be really hard for one person to carry all of the different crafting ingredients for all crafting items, for all the different crafting professions. You have alchemy. These are all alchemy ingredients. I'm going to show you guys. These are all the different alchemy. You see how many are here? Okay, I said 240, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 30. So basically 40 slots right there. So you have 200 left. Okay. Bait. Now, fishing, is it a crafting, technically a crafting profession item per se? It's its own thing. But you need bait to fish, and you need fish to cook certain recipes. So it can be looked at as a provisioning item to a certain degree, but you also get other items out of it, like Perfect Row, which sells for a good amount of gold. You can also make... Where did it go? Suzuki Ambrosia. You gain a 30% experience point bonus from all sources for 30 minutes. The timer pauses when you are offline and resumes when you return. This bonus is compatible with other foods or drinks. Alright? So, this gives you bonus experience, right? As a daily login reward, you can get these sometimes. Crown Experience Grows. You gain a 50% experience point bonus from all sources for 2 hours. The timer pauses when you are offline and resumes when you return. Created by a priestess of Maria for blah blah blah. Okay, so this can stack with this. You can use both at the same time, doubling your experience. And then if you look down at my character, you see where it says name, Iggy Azalea, down below my character, location, the Rift, champion. You see how it has the red bar and then it has like a glowing bar behind it? I'm enlightened right now, which means I get a bonus experience. For the first 2 hours when you log in a day, or if you're already logged in and the day changes over those next 2 hours, you get Enlightened Experience. The Enlightened Experience is a bonus to your CP rank. Once you hit level CP 160, I'm going to go back to the crafting back in a second for the crafters. I just break everything down as I go. This is Enlightened Experience. Once you hit CP 160, you get Enlightened Experience, or is it level 50? It's one of the two. It's either level 50 or 160. Either way, once you hit that mark, right, you're going to start getting an Enlightened Experience every day. Alright? And it's going to give you bonus experience, and you'll always have this. Even whenever you hit CP Champion Point, what I mean by CP Champion Point, Champion Point for 810, which is the max, you're still going to get Enlightened. Why? I'm guessing because we're going to get a champion point increase at some point in the game. We haven't gotten one here recently. But, champion points, basically I just look at it as extra levels. It's passives. Some of it is actives. You can unlock within the active passives, but most of it's all passives. Basically, and this is all the different trees that you can put them into right here. You have the green tree, you have the blue tree, and you have the red tree. Alright? And they rotate. Like right now the bar's red, so I'm going to get a point to go towards the red tree, and then the next one will be green, and then the next one will be blue. Okay? So, point is though, if you have this, and you've made the Citric Ambrosia because you found the Citric Ambrosia recipe, or you made the Citric Ambrosia recipe, it's possible to make it, with the right ingredients, and because you can make it from having Perfect Row, and other ingredients to make the recipe. To make the food. But in order to make the recipe, you got to do the crafting material provisioning, and you get all 7 pieces and put them together, and you make the recipe. Or you can buy the recipe from a guild trader, which is basically the in-game store. Blah blah blah. Point is, so for champion points, for the green tree, it's mainly like reducing the cost to break free. Siphoner, when you don't damage a lighter heavy attack, you decrease enemy's health, reduce the cost of sprint, reduce the cost of bash. This is mainly resource for the most part. Resource passives. Whenever you put 10 points in, you get your first. See how it says rank 10? At the tower, rank 10. This is the tower. See how it says the tower? Okay, so at rank 10, I get this passive automatically. Whenever I put 10 points into any one of these down here. Okay, I'm going to go over a champion point video completely. I'll get this passive. Whenever I put 30 points in, I get this passive. When I put 75 in, I get this passive. When I put 120 in, I get this passive. And this is basically a resource tree. I would say all 3 of the green ones. For example, at 120 into this particular branch of the green tree, the tower, it says improves your mastery with mounts, removing all mount stamina cost outside of combat. Okay. And we'll go over these later. For the blue tree, it's mainly your damage dealing, how well you do damage, how well you heal, your active. It applies to your active in combat, what you're doing. You know, and it amplifies that. It improves it. For example, at 120, when you kill an enemy, you have a 20% chance to restore 3,329 magic for you. And 3 friendly targets within 2.5 meters of the enemy. Woohoo! Anyways, so that's basically all this is. Only it branches out into 3 different categories. We'll go over that later. far as the red goes, this is mainly your defense. Okay? Your red tree. And the 3 different patches in there. Some apply to stamina, some apply to magicka, some apply to both. We'll go over all that later. Anyway, so that's how that works. Back to the crafting pack. Okay, so that was 39. So yeah, that's what fishing is. It basically applies to that. Blacksmithing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 11. See, so that's 41. Plus, if you count the fishing from provisioning, which I think everybody should do. Cooking, you don't have to do provisioning. You don't have to do the fishing. I mean, you don't have to do the fishing if you don't want to. I would say that's not necessary. Fishing is a good thing to do, but you don't have to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You can just do the cooking. So those aren't going to be a requirement, I would say. Blacksmithing, if you want to do all crafting levels, that was base game. That's what? Alchemy plus those 11. That's basically 50. Alright, so closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's another 69. Now, while you're leveling the crafting stations, once you get up to where you can do like the CP 160 writs, because you're CP 160 and you have all your skill points in each of the, the different crafting professions, it's only going to require you to make certain recipes on a daily basis, and you're going to learn what ingredients you need. So this will break down, and for the most part, unless you want to craft for others and you just want to craft yourself, that's what I was going to say. If you just want to craft for yourself and you learn, okay, because alchemy makes potions, right? What potions you like using? Alright, let me show you what a potion is. Hang on, for all the new players that don't know. And you don't want to be any potions, right? This is what I would recommend. Potions. You know what? It's going to be on some items. These are the potions. Some of these, like I said, I'm going to go into more detail on tips in the future. And some of these you can get for free, either through alliance points from PvP Battlegrounds, or through playing the game, just finding them. They're weaker, as you can see. This is from alliance points. I bought this. These are from just playing the game. That's from just playing the game. That's from just playing the game. That one was given to me from a daily reward. This one here, these last two come from the Thieves Guild. Once you get to level 10, you get Remain Silent as an NPC you can go to, and she'll give you 5 potions a day. And they can be magicka, they can be stamina, they can be health, but they're really good. And you can get those for free as well. See, so there's different ways to go about getting your potions without having to craft your potions that are decent for most of the game. As far as in-game goes, like I said, if you want to be a crafter and you want to do alchemy, which might be something I explore, I know I want to do enchanting, because enchanting doesn't require much, and it's easy to make good enchantments and good money from those. Down the road. Not right now. Right now I'm just doing provisioning and I'm doing the fishing. Which I'll get into that. Once you learn, in a second, once you learn how, what potions you need and what writs what quest ingredients you need to do your daily alchemy quest, which is called a writ, which is a stupid word. But in moving on from that, you're going to know what ingredients you need on a daily basis, and then this will break down a lot. And and what ingredients you need for your potions. So if you look at it like that, then, and the same goes for blacksmithing. Let's say you don't use heavy armor. Let's say you use light armor. And you only want to craft for yourself, and you don't want to craft for others. And you want to do your daily blacksmithing quest and make 624 gold or whatever it is, 600 some gold, or 1,000 gold. Or 800 gold. Whatever it is, it's to be 160 for blacksmithing. You have all your skill points in, right? Okay. Then you're gonna know what items you need to keep, and the rest you can sell for gold. Because the main part, the thing I'm trying to get to in this beginner kit video is the main key besides skill points is gold, and how to make gold, and how to access gold, and how to look at gold from an easy perspective. Okay, that is the main issue here. That I want everybody to address and to across to every single player in the game, with new or old, but mainly new, and then old if it helps you, great, awesome. This is You know, you just look at it like that, and then you'll figure out. I will say, until you figure out what you need, if you are deconstructing the item, because when you deconstruct the items, if you're not selling them for gold, we'll get into that more in a minute. Save the colored ones. Save the green, save the purple, and save the blue, and still you do start doing your crafting writs. Because you do want to get your bank space up and your bag space up before you do any of the crafting. There's no need to. Go ahead and get certified if you want to do the quest, to have the daily, quest given to you, and then if you want to go pick them up at the blue arrow, but if not, off the board, But if not, which you'll find in the zone in the cities, then don't worry about picking them up. Just go continue doing the other quests. Continue doing your PvP. Same goes for clothing. The point is, while you're leveling, though, that's a lot of items to keep in your bag. You're not going to be able to pick up much else if you're trying to level all at the same time. My advice would be to level one, you get the skill points in that, and then level another, get the skill points in that, then level another, get the skill points in that. This is enchanting. And even though enchanting has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 35. Most of the items required for enchanting, I don't know about master quest. You can get a master quest, master rate, that's what they call it, in game for a daily, and to give you better items. Other than those, most of the quests require common items. I've tried to. I'm certified in these, and I've done them. Most of them require the tall base. That's the tall item, and then they require 2 other items here. So, once and I've only done a couple, but once I break that down and figure out what I need and what I don't need, I'll get rid of the rest. This furniture material you only need if you want to craft furniture. Honestly, I would just get rid of this stuff. If it wasn't in my crafting bag, I'd sell it. I don't need it. Jewelry crafting, unless you have Somerset and you plan or buying Somerset, you really don't need this either because you can't use it. I had ESO Plus for a minute, and I got my jewelry crafting up to level 28. Unless you care, or you care about the PSN trophies. This does apply to that. Regardless, it does apply to that. And that I do care about. I like to give them the PSN trophies. I'm already up to 30% down in the game. I've only played for 4 months. That's pretty good. Considering how much I've done and how much more I have to go. But yeah, this right here, if you buy Somerset, then yeah, you're going to want to do jewelry crafting. Jewelry crafting's not bad. It's just learning the traits for jewelry crafting, because each piece of weapon and gear has different traits. Here, I'll show you. Like, main hand. You see how it says training? Let's see. This one says infused. This one says sharpened. That one says, oh, that doesn't apply. That one says, defending. That one says infused again. You can learn different traits to put on the items, the weapons, the gear, whenever you craft them. Well, for jewelry, in order to get all the different rings or neck pieces that you need, because you see rings, neck piece that you need, with all the different traits, those are all 3 arcane, you need to go out in the world and go through a lot of different processes and actions to get the different sets of rings and jewelry to deconstruct to learn the traits for jewelry crafting. Some of those actions might be doing PvP. Some of those actions might be doing dungeons. Some of those actions might be farming somewhere. Questing. And that's for jewelry crafting only. That's just how jewelry crafting works. But once you get all those traits done, yeah, jewelry crafting doesn't require very many items at all. I would recommend if you have these, which Somerset, I was something I was considering getting down the line. If I'm still interested in the game, once I get everything else done, I might do that. Definitely a possibility. This is material, which you need for whenever you craft anything with the trait. You need material to put on the trait to make the trait. That's what this is for. Provisioning. Okay, provisioning. And these are all the different ingredients for provisioning. I know what I need for my cooking, and you notice I have 60 items. I already counted to under 60. Here. But here's the thing with provisioning. That is a little bit different than, I would say, any other crafting thing in the game. There's 2 things. Okay? There's actually three things. One, it helps you with a bunch of different, a plethora of things. It helps you with, if you're doing PvP, you're going to want to, it's better to use a different kind of food than if you're doing PvE content to a certain degree. PvE content doesn't require as much. If you're doing trials, depending on what kind of PvE content you're doing, some stuff doesn't require as much. You don't need as many ingredients. Same thing with trials, dungeons, speed runs, what you're going for, leaderboards. Different foods require different aspects of the game. It can better help you with different aspects of the game. Not only that, let's say, you know, you're trying to figure out, well, what am I missing? Let me try out some different foods to see what best helps me, and then maybe that'll help me decide on how to better change my build for my character. The best way to test that is to have the ingredients and make the different foods. Because you can get different benefits from different foods easily. And completely change, you know, how everything in your character is playing currently in the game. Just from using a different food, to a certain degree. And give you a good idea of what to look for as far as gear goes and builds go. That goes for any aspect of the game. Period. And yeah, you can go Google and read up on builds, but I mean, if you want to and copy somebody else, that's an option. But still, yet, even then, not only does it do that, food changes. Food gets nerfed. Food gets, you know, they come out with new food. You know, certain foods can be used with certain potions if you want to be an alchemist and make potions better than other foods. So, you know, there's that too. So, you know, also, for me, I like making food to help other new players, because I feel like a new player leveling up, and let's say I want to make an alternate character, same thing. I want to make an alternate character, I want to see, you know, I want to play it for the first time myself, because I like doing everything firsthand. I don't like going and saying, okay, well, this is what I should do. Because this person, that's what they did, and that's what they did their character, and this is what the gear I should get, and, you know, leveling up to level 50, and these are the skills I want to use, and this is how I want to play them. No, screw that. I ain't doing that. Alright? I've been playing for 4 months. I've done half of the 8 normal trials that are available in-game. And technically, only 7 of those are unless you own the chapter, which costs like $50. It just came out, which is elsewhere. So, I've done over half of the base game trials on normal. Successfully. Some repeatedly. Okay? Which is some of the hardest content in the game. Number 1. Number 2. I mean, I'm a healer. So, I mean, if I'm not doing a good job, they're going to say something. I've done over half of the veteran dungeons in the game. And I did a lot of this before I was even CP200. So, you know, I feel like it's better to know your own strengths and weaknesses and know how you play as you play with your character. Because how one person plays the game is totally different than how another person plays the game. For the most part. And you know what you like, you know what's good. But if you are making a new character and you know, hey, my other character has all these recipes, so I can go make this food and then give it to my new character. And then kind of figure out, as I'm leveling the character and unlocking the skill points and everything like that, what helps the character more, what helps the less, where I need to better improve on my build as I go, what's missing, what would make it better, you know, and what can I improve on at the same time. And that goes for, like I said, all that. So food has a lot of different benefits overall. That's why I said every character should be a cook. Period. Everybody's first character. I'll reiterate. Everybody's first character should be a cook. If you want to take the time to, after you make your first character, make a second character and not make him a cook, you can do that too. It's just going to take you longer because you got to log into one character and then log into the next. Moving on. Raw material. These didn't make order of the. This makes certain. This is raw material. This also makes a different set of crafting items. These are trait items used for whatever you want to make. You want to, you know, trait a piece of gear. And then you have woodworking. Woodworking doesn't require much. I feel like even non-crafters can be woodworkers because woodworking only requires this much. And people that use wood, people that use bows, people that use staffs, people that craft furniture. So it could make you some money. Even non-crafters, I feel like, can be wood crafters. You don't need much, for the most part. Just for making the weapons and bows, yeah, sure. Woodcrafting, enchanting is real easy too, because all you gotta do is go find the enchantments and then you pretty much make the enchantments. It's real easy. Cooking's real easy. Woodworking's real easy. If you want to do all the provisions though, if you want to be, all professions though, you're gonna need a lot more. You're gonna need more than one character to carry all that stuff around if you're trying to level all of them at once. I would recommend leveling a few, and then honestly, on a new character, I'd probably do. Looking at it now, I would probably do provisioning once I got my backspace up some, for sure. You're not gonna get the most money from it leveling up, but provisioning, but it's gonna help you out a lot. I wouldn't do alchemy. That would be the last thing I would do. I wouldn't do blacksmithing or clothing. I would definitely do woodworking. Maybe enchanting. I would definitely do woodworking and provisioning first. If I was going to make okay, I gotta think like a crafter. If I'm gonna be just a crafter, I'm just gonna go this far. Then yeah, I would do provisioning and woodworking, and then probably touch enchanting and blacksmithing before I did clothing or alchemy. Those two I think take up more than anything else other than provisioning. But provisioning on your first character. On my second character, let's say I already had a provisioner, and my second character is gonna be a crafter. Jump into it. Jump into it. You already know. Leveling up to level 50, you already know what you're gonna need. You can make them recipes, and you can already know what you're gonna need to do. You can go to the Rift, go to the Lion's Den, farm the Imperials. He's just gonna be a crafter anyways. Get through it. Get your bank space and backspace up, and then just go farm materials. Go farm materials. Get you the skill points that you need. Skill points. Let's see how many do you need for all that. Okay, so provisioning only. Right? Let's look at skill points for a second. I was going to tell you. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's 25. If you want to do them all, and you want to be a crafter, okay, that's 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. There's 51. Just stop those two. Alright, and we're not going to even touch story crafting because, that's just base game players. Just do that. 62, 65, 68, 71, 74. Clothing, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Blacksmithing, 110, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28. That's 128. And then let's say we get to alchemy eventually. Let's say 128. So you need 128 skill points. Okay, so what would be an easy way to get 128 skill points for someone who's a crafter? Well, just leveling up, I believe you get some. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. A couple, at least. Doing the main quest gets you 11. Doing the main quest, there's 11. Doing the first, if you go to options and you go down here to campaign, or not campaigns, but you go down to activity finder, alright? And you go to battlegrounds, and you go to random battlegrounds. You see where it's purple. Remember what I was talking about with the scrolls from the daily reward and the ambrosia recipe and the enlighten? If you're enlightened, when you do this, you get a lot more experience than what you would if you wasn't, because it gives you bonus experience. When it's purple like this and you activate a random battleground, even if you're not a PvP player, the first 10 levels, which gives you 5 skill points off the bat, it's really easy to get by doing this daily. And it's even easier if you're below level 50, alright? So there's another 5 easy skill points up to level 10. Alright, if you do the enlightened battleground with the purple, you activate that and you do this, then it's going to get you easy experience. If you use this experience scroll while doing the enlightened, while having this, it's going to give you even more experience. If you have a citric ambrosia available, and say you're on your second character, you got that citric ambrosia recipe on your first one, you made him some drinks to use. You use a citric ambrosia, you use a scroll, you're enlightened, you go into battleground, you're going to get 3 times the experience, guys. So yeah, always do the random battlegrounds when you're enlightened if you can. If you can't, I get it, but at least make sure it's purple when you go into your daily random battlegrounds. Be once a day. Alright, that'll get you 5 skill points. So there's 16. Alright. Now then, Dungeon Finder, once you hit level 10. Hit all these dungeons. Go in there. Do the quest. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, no wait, 25. I don't think, yeah, these are all down here, these are all DLC. So that's 25 skill points plus the other 20. So there's 50. Basically, there's 50 skill points right there from doing the main story, those 5, and then doing for battlegrounds, and then doing the 25 dungeons, cleaning and getting the quest and finishing the quest. There's all normal dungeons. There's 50 skill points right there. All right, probably a little bit more because you get something leveling up you. I'm pretty sure. And then you just go and do this, and then the next easiest way after that. Continue doing your battlegrounds. You got a few more that way. Past level 50, up till level 11 it's not so hard. 12 not so hard. I'm working on. Let's see, what am I right now? If I go to campaign, it will tell me. Yeah, I'm at level 12 right now. So up till level 11, the next one, so 6, isn't so hard. But past that, it does slow down some. Maybe 1 or 2 a week. You do them every day. You know, it's level 12. It's going to slow down even more the higher it gets. I mean, zone clearing. Just going out through there and then doing all the quests that have... Let me find one. If I can find one. See this right here? This little marker. Has that on it. I might be able to show you better. Yeah, see this marker? These are all quests. The different zones. Those, a lot of the time, will give you skill points. When you look at a zone, right? You push the middle button, middle controller, and then you hold down square. It can show you, you know, all the different things, like your way shrines, which you use to teleport, your, the zone story, which a lot of these will give you skill points. At least, I would say at least 5 or 6, sometimes 8 per zone. Doing the public dungeon, this right here, will give you a skill point. So there's one, and then every 3 sky shards, which I got 15 out of 16, will give you a skill point. So that's 8, right? That's 8 right there. There's 9. See, so that's like 10. I want to say that's at least 15 skill points out of this zone. So, and you need 128. Well, you're already at like 51, 52, probably 50. I'll say, you know, we'll say 55, because you went and found a few skill shards as you was playing, and you did a public dungeon. We'll say 55. So you only need what, 123 more. I'm sorry, you only need 73 more. So if you just do, what was that, 25 skill points in one zone? So if you just go and do some big zones, a couple of big zones. 3 zones, and you're good to go. 3 big zones. Like if you did, hang on, no. If you did a smaller zone, it's not going to get you as many. See, I'll show you. See, this is only going to get you 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 off of Bleak Rock Isle. And oops, that's my mouth. My bad. All right. My bad. Okay, Belfoyen. Yeah, see here you're only gonna get like like maybe 4 or 5 skill points. So you want to go through that's your second character. You know by now what to expect, but I'm just throwing up new players. You know, if you want to be just a crafter. So yeah, try to cover all aspects of the game. You know, and you want to do 3 big zones like Stone Falls, the Rift, big, you know, Alkiri Deserts, places like that. Do those 3, and then you'll have your crafter done, and you can farm ingredients while you're going. You can farm wood, you can fish, you can farm, you know, or you can basically anything, like right here. You know, while you're doing the zone quest, and you're clearing the 3 zones. Excuse me. Enemies are doing stuff. So there is that, you know, as a factor. So that's something to consider as well. Other than that, you know, I will go over a lot more in the future. I just haven't yet. The deer, he's OP. AOE. But and I'll try to have fun with it and go over a lot more stuff. No, I don't want to fall. Yeah. But yeah. Hopefully that'll help you guys out some for now. And if you have any questions, just post. If you have any questions you want me to go over, just post. I will go over a lot more in the future, like I said. I didn't plan on making a video. It's just, it got really got to me that everybody kept posting these videos from beginning players and new players. And no one really went over the fact that, you know, it does take time if you are not planning, if you want to just quest, and because everybody, that's the other thing. Okay, a lot of people will go in and they'll say, well, you can just you can just basically go in and you know, go in and get this done in no time. You know, go and get your oh, that's what it was. You can go in and you can do your, you know, play ESO like you would do a solo MMO. You know, I see a lot of YouTubers post those videos and they're like, you can just go in and do that. You know, play ESO just like you would a solo build. You know, it's fine. Go out and quest, and then within the same video, you know, they're saying, oh, well, you can, you know, get your backspace up and backspace up as a new player casually. I'm like, yeah, ain't no thing. When in reality, okay, if you want to go in and solo quest, it takes time. I mean, I play a lot, alright? I have over, I want to say 230 something skill points out of 429 skill points, number 1. Number 2, I have done, just for, other than the trials that I mentioned, I've completed this zone, East March. I'm almost done the Rift. I've done Stonefalls, I've done Deshaun, I've done Shadowfin. When I had ESO Plus, I finished Somerset. This is Somerset, all of this. And Artame is also another part of Somerset. I finished this. I finished the Gold Coast, which is the Dark Brotherhood. Finished all that. That's part of ESO Plus, or unless you buy it, the DLC, which is also an option you can do. Like I said, I'll go over more into that later. I bought this one, He's Bane. Anyway, whatever that was. I bought this one. But yeah, I'll go over this later though. But yeah, you can do this as well. I did all this. So, oh no, I'm sorry, that's a Rift. Ha! That's funny. But yeah, so I've done that one, that one, that one. This one, this one, this one, this one. That's a lot for 4 months, alright? That is a ton of content. And I've done Clockwork City, 100%. So I've done all that. Alright guys, and that's in 4 months, which is pretty good. I've done part of Murkmire, I haven't finished it. I got Murkmire left to do as far as DLC goes. I have Rothgar to do. And is there anything else? Imperial City, which is inside of Cyrodiil. I gotta finish this. I started this, I haven't finished it yet. So I have those 3 things to do, plus I have, this is part of the basic game, Vardenfall. I gotta finish this. I gotta finish the Rift for that alliance, and then you can go back through and play through a different alliance. I gotta do that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Alright. This is elsewhere. This is a new chapter. We can talk about that right now. Okay? And then, so there's that one, those. that one, and of course Orda. And then there's these up here, which I gotta do as well, except for Rothgar, which is the one I showed you, that's DLC. So all those do that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. And then, of course, after all that, and Cold Harbor, which is where all 3 alliances lead you to, for the end story, I have, well, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna go to do Cyrodiil, and of course you have Craiglorn, which is its own. Craiglorn, okay, is not part of the packs. They have their own separate story. And I've done some of it just from leveling, just from people needing my help and playing it. Some of the trials are here. One of the arenas is here. It's a group arena. Well, arena is basically what you would think. Think of God of War. Whenever you go and you do survival, basically it's like that. You go and you fight all the ads in an arena type environment. For lack of a better term or example. So yeah, it's like that. Yeah, I've done some. Craiglorn, whenever it first came out, we had half a Craiglorn. Alright. And then later on, they gave us the other half of Craiglorn. And this was the first, technically this was the first DLC that came out to the game. But people don't want to mention that. People don't like to bring that up. Craiglorn was a free DLC. When I say people, I mean the devs and DOS and so on and so forth. And the reason I say that is because whenever you go and you look at ads for ESO, they mention, get the game plus Morrowind. The base game plus Morrowind. Which is a chapter DLC. And Morrowind came out after Craiglorn. You may say get the Morrowind for free. But the thing is this was part of the base game. This was a free DLC. It never cost money. Alright? It came out whenever the game was being paid to play. And then it went to free to play, right? Well, they started charging for the DLC. So that's why they don't want to mention Craiglorn as a free DLC. They want to remind the player base, hey, we used to give DLCs away for free, but now we're pay to play, we're going to start charging you for the DLCs. Oh, yeah. But you do get Morrowind for free along with it. So technically, whenever you get the base game, you're getting Morrowind, you're getting Craiglorn, and you're getting the Cyrodiil, which I also plan on doing after I do everything else, which is a lot for the base game overall, even if you don't finish it, because it takes forever just to get through all this, just to get through one pact alliance, and then do another one, and then do another one, and then do Morrowind, and then do Craiglorn, and then do Cyrodiil. There's like 50 skill points in Cyrodiil, okay? There's like 25. Well, there's 25. There's 20 just from the sky shards alone. Look at this. 46 sky shards. That's a lot of skill points. Okay? There's 18. Where's it at? There's 10 world events. There's 18 different, even though it doesn't show it, there's 18 different dungeons. Oh, here it is. Delves. There's 18 delves. 18 dungeons you can go into in Cyrodiil. The freaking Cyrodiil is huge. Alright? So, I mean, there's a lot in the game to do. Even if you just have the base game. Last year, even though I wasn't playing, they gave Merkmeyer a way to play her as a daily login. Or not that one, this one. As a daily login reward. So, I mean, and they give zones away for free too as they go. And you get ESO Plus for like a week. Every 3 to 4 months, you'll get ESO Plus for like a week for free. And then they have free in-game events too, where you can get other stuff. So, I mean, if you're just playing the base game and you don't want to get ESO Plus as a brand new first character, that's fine. It's going to take you a while to get a lot of the stuff done anyways. You're in no hurry, dude. Or man. You're sitting there, you're trying to get your skill points up. You're trying to get your bag space up, and your bank space up, and your mount riding bus and stuff, which is going to take forever anyways. You want to be a cluster, you especially you're in no hurry whatsoever. Don't even worry about the other stuff. Just save your money and get the stuff done. And then whenever you get to that point to where you have your bag of bank space done, especially as a cluster, because it takes longer, and possibly a PvP player, because I would think it would take a little bit longer than a zone clear, person who's supposed to go and farm gold. That's not their cup of tea. And you still enjoy the game, keywords there, folks. If you still enjoy the game, then yeah, go and spend money on the game and get a DLC if you feel like you still need it. Let's say you go play ESO Plus for free for a week, and you go do Clockwork City, because it does not take that long to get done with Clockwork City and all the stuff in it. It's a great story, though. I recommend doing it for everybody. It reminds me of Fallout 76 and ESO the way it looks. It's pretty cool. It's all robots and everything. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the trial. I enjoyed the, everything else within it. All the stuff you got out of it. You get a free target test dummy out of it. It's a really good DLC. If I was going to spend money on a DLC, even though I've already 100%ed it, I'd probably buy it. It's so much fun. And to help people play the trial if needed. But let's say you go and you get a skill plus and you go get some skill points out of there. Just because you wanted to do it and the story sounded fun and you wanted to try that out. Or you just get the skill points, and get the world bosses. Let's say you just want to do the world bosses. Even that, doing just that is fun. For Clockwork City. Clockwork City overall, I'll give 2 thumbs up. I've done a lot of the stories and that one's awesome. Somerset's good. Somerset gives you a lot of good stuff. Basically, this half of Somerset down here, hardly any story, any quest. They're like one here, and like maybe 1 or 2 here, and 1 here, and that's it. Up here on the other half of Somerset, story. So, as a quester who goes through and plays everything and like unlocks all the stuff as they're playing, I felt like this half of the map was boring. There wasn't much to do. There was a lot of just clearing the land and finding the mage kill book with not much questing to do within it. So, yeah, Clockwork City was better for that reason alone. If you want to look at all aspects of the content, yes, Clockwork City is better. Rick Myler, I haven't finished yet. So as far as Hughesbane and Goko's goes, Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild. Thieves Guild gives you more different dailies to do to get up to level 10, because the story itself is going to finish around level 7 skill line until you get up to level 10, right? But you have different dailies to do to help you get up to level 10. So it's not too bad. And it didn't take that long. It was fun. Hughesbane, Dark Brotherhood, on the other hand, other than the one daily that you could do inside here, the Sanctuary, you have one repeatable quest option to do from level 7 to level 10. Very boring. Very frustrating. And time consuming and not fun. I mean, I enjoyed killing a lot, but it wasn't fun. So, yeah. So out of the 3, I would say Somerset was the best after that one. And then, that's about it. Clockwork City too, yeah. So, I still haven't done Rothgar. Everybody says Rothgar is a really good DLC. I haven't finished Smirkmire. It's okay. It's not bad so far. And I haven't done this chapter yet, but it's a base game. I'll do it later. And I haven't done anything down here yet. And I haven't really done anything over here yet. Craiglorn, from what I've done, the trials are fun. I haven't really done any story in there yet, but I will. Cyrodiil, I really haven't done too much, but I will. So, and the Evanhart Pack storyline is great. The difference between the Evanhart Pack storyline for the base game over here, when choosing your alliance, and this one, is you are the main antagonist. You're leading the 3 packs, okay? You're not helping somebody else. In this storyline, you are not the main antagonist. You're like the sidekick. You're helping the main antagonist. So the story's a little bit different because you got somebody else to play off of. Craiglorn, I don't know. I haven't done that yet. And over here, I believe, now this, Morrowind, I believe you are the main antagonist. I'm not sure though, I could be wrong. So, in Cold Harbor, I think Cold Harbor though, where all 3 stories lead up to, I think you are the main antagonist in the end. So yeah, there you go, there's that for now. I will do more later. And I just realized something. It says playing Spider-Man blind playthrough. I am now playing Spider-Man. That is funny. Let's change that, shall we? And we'll change the background color. Here we go. How's that, guys? Is that better? There we go. That's a lot better. I like that a lot better. Alright. And we'll go into a lot more stuff. in future videos. I'll just give you that much for now. I don't want to overwhelm you guys with information, even though I know I have a lot to give you and go over. I don't want to do that right now. So, I'm off on Monday. I'm off in the beginning of the week, and I'll probably do another video then. So, look forward to that. We'll go over more whenever I have more time. I just wanted to do this quick video to kind of give you all, get some stuff out of the way that's basic, and then we'll go over the other stuff later on. Have a good night. And thanks for coming. Tell your friends.